This is 7 News, the voice of the coast.
Tonight, an iconic ice cream factory reopens almost 2 years after Lismore's devastating floods.
Schoolies celebrations kick off as revellers arrive in Byron Bay.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, Israel drops bombs on a school hours before a ceasefire to swap prisoners. And violence erupts after 3 children are attacked in a stabbing rampage.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. One of Lismore's biggest employers is back in business after nearly 2 years in the wilderness.
Today's official reopening of the iconic Norco ice cream factory marked an important flood recovery milestone.
A sweet day in South Lismore. 130 staff back on the job at the rebuilt Norco ice cream factory, 21 months on from the floods that devastated the town.
Everyone's really excited to see each other. We've welcomed back a lot of our returning employees.
Nations is a real family unit here at Norco, so it's fantastic to see them back here.
Today's official opening and ribbon cutting hailed as a major symbol of recovery for the region.
Oh, this is the biggest day for Lismore post-flood, really.
But it's so important for this town's morale, the region's morale, to have these visible signs of progress. And there's nothing more visible in Lismore than the Norco ice cream factory.
After a rebuild costing more than $100 million, the new state-of-the-art facility has been flood-proof to a height of 15 metres. Key electrical equipment has been lifted and 2 submarine rooms built.
Basically a dam with inside the factory, which is designed to keep all the water out.
For the dairy farmers still rebuilding herd numbers and restoring pastures post-flood, it's a welcome day.
We work pretty hard in some pretty ordinary conditions at times, and to see the finished product and people eating it and enjoying it, hot summer's day, cold day, snuggled up, it's great.
Consumers can look out for 2 new ice cream ranges as the factory builds to full operational capacity by early 2024.
We've been here for 128 years and we want to be here for another 128 years to support this community that absolutely supports us.
Claire Morton, 7 News.
A 45-year-old man has been charged following the dramatic 6-hour siege at Wollongbar. The Bruxner Highway was partly closed and the local TAFE was locked down during yesterday's dramatic events. In Lismore local court today, the arrested man made no application for bail. He's been charged with using a carriage service to make a hoax threat, giving false information that a person or property is in danger, and possessing a prohibited drug. An AVO-related charge was also laid in relation to a separate incident.
Another milestone in Lismore's flood recovery, the launch of a new program to support impacted youth. Resilient kids will be rolled out to at least 75 schools across the North Coast.
A pandemic, fires and historic flooding. Young people in the Northern Rivers have been through a lot in recent years.
And as a young person, there's already so many things to be, anxious about, I suppose, just in the world in general.
That's where the Resilient Kids program comes in. Launched today, it will support the health and wellbeing of thousands of young people aged 8 to 18.
We need to make sure that we don't only rebuild bridges, roads, we need to rebuild people.
Partly funded by a $10 million federal grant, the program was co-designed by Healthy North Coast based on local consultation and a survey of more than 6,000 young people.
There was certainly some groups within our children and young people's population that were struggling more than when we look at national averages.
The program will be delivered in at least 75 schools and through community outreach, providing specialist support for different age groups.
So that goes from some capacity building initiatives through to providing intensive counselling, casework support.
We do lots of fun things and talk about stuff that's happened and get through it better.
Hopes that the program will also future-proof the next generations against climate change.
And we need to make sure that they're really prepared and given the mental resilience to be able to cope with future events.
Young people are our future and really we need to ensure that that support is here for them.
Claire Morton, 7 News.
Byron Bay is preparing for a huge swell in population as schoolies take over the town. Up to 8,000 revellers are expected to arrive in the coming days, with official celebrations underway from tomorrow. The event does spark a major police operation each year, with riot squad, mounted and dog units in attendance. But it's all just a precaution. Police say they're pleased to have seen an improvement in behaviour over the recent years.
I think the kids are really coming here for the experience now, and they want to enjoy themselves rather than perhaps going over the top.
Celebrations will continue right through until December the 1st.
Mid-North Coast country music artists have racked up 10 nominations for Golden Guitars. Taking out the prestigious awards are considered one of the greatest Australian music honours.
Under an umbrella in the rain. Golden Guitar nominees Angus Gill and TC Cassidy, the pair in the running for Bluegrass Recording of the Year for their song Waiting on a Train. The nomination off the back of TC's return to music after 30 years out of the game.
To be nominated within 12 months of releasing a comeback album is like epic.
Angus Gill secured his first Golden Guitar last year and is now hoping to go back-to-back. Waiting on a Train has already seen success in the Australian charts.
We fell in love waiting on a train.
Super stoked. Waiting on a Train was a #1 hit for 2 weeks on the Australian country radio charts. So it's been a great little journey with this song.
They'll come up against some of the best in the business when the awards are decided in Tamworth in January next year.
This year was one of the most entries that they've had. It was record entries, which I believe was just shy of 800. So to be in a category in the top 5 it blows my mind.
Gill has been nominated 3 times for 2024.
I'm up for a track called The One in Lonesome for Bluegrass Recording of the Year, and I'm also up for Bush Ballad of the Year with my good friend Anne Kirkpatrick for That's Why I Love Our West.
Also from Port Macquarie, Melanie Dyer has been nominated for Female Artist of the Year. And Wingham's 2-time Golden Guitar winner James Johnston has received 6 nominations. Samantha Crowe, 7 News.
When it comes to equity and access, Southern Cross University in Coffs Harbour is amongst the nation's best. Now, a new report places the university high on the list for student career outcomes.
Top 10 in the country and looking to stay there. SCU has benefited from a new system which ranked it strongly for student career outcomes.
Been decades of initiatives aimed at increasing higher education participation in Australia, and they've been fairly successful, particularly in metropolitan Australia.
The university rankings focus on equity and access. It's a unique approach called the Southern Cross model, which has empowered students. Some of them have overcome their own disadvantages. In regional locations around the country, just over 25% of 25 to 34-year-olds have a bachelor's degree.
So we have an issue in Australia with the number of people in our regions taking up higher education.
The university, however, provides other educational pathways which don't just focus on an ATAR result. Diplomas and fee-free enabling programs are just 2 alternate options.
And indeed, I think this year we saw over 800 students come through one of our enabling pathways.
Students such as Madeline Ringland have experienced different learning models.
I got early offer, which was incredible because an ATAR is a lot of stress for somebody to have to go through.
She says things have definitely changed a lot, especially since COVID. It's resulted in a completely different learning environment.
The team here at SCU and the students and the lecturers and staff are incredible. I love it.
Her advice for future students is quite simple. Ask as many questions as you can and engage as much as possible.
Everything's free as a student. You know, you've already paid for it as part of your HECS that you've deferred and think about later.
Paul Jobber, 7 News.
Well, it's the shopping day of the year. Businesses across the country held their annual Black Friday sales today. Many Manning Valley locals wandered the streets looking to cash in on a good deal with Christmas just over a month away. Many shops started their sales early, hoping to attract more customers.
We've only taken part in Black Friday for the last few years in store, but we're finding more and more people are getting involved, more people are coming in, they're wanting to see what bargains you've got. We still do well at Christmas time around Boxing Day, but certainly I think this is giving it a run for its money.
Cyber Monday sales for online purchases begin next week.
Well, Kirsty is here now for a look at how today's weather stacked up right across the coast. And Kirsty, it was quite warm overnight. We've seen a few showers about today.
Yeah, we have a good day to be inside getting your Christmas shopping done with all those sales. Hello, everyone. We also slept through some very warm conditions once again. We had a lot of cloud cover overnight that certainly trapped in some of the heat from yesterday. Minimums as high as the high teens, even into the low 20s further north around Yamba and as well around Byron Bay. Some scattered rainfall fell across the likes of Taree and Port Macquarie, as well as further north around Grafton and for Ballina. Windy conditions today as well for many. Those northeasterlies gusting up to around 30 to 35 kilometres an hour. 23 in Tenterfield, 28 today in Lismore. Remaining overcast with a few showers returning for our Sunday. I'll have a look at both Saturday and Sunday's weather details after sport.
The weekend is here. Thanks, Kirsty. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Up next in 7 News, Aussie Ark releases 20 Palmer wallabies into its Barrington Coast sanctuary.
And a cabaret dance show proves anyone can bust a move.
And a little later on this news hour, we are hours out from Hamas releasing hostages in a major prisoner exchange. Some serious questions, though, over Australia's border security after the arrival of an asylum seeker boat. And violent protesters launched fireworks at police in Dublin.
Welcome back. A studio in Foster is proving age is no barrier when it comes to dance. The Annie Rose Academy is tonight hosting its very first performance, showcasing the talents of locals young and old.
Coming together to put on a show. These Mid-North Coast locals are proving there's no age limit when it comes to dance. Annie Rose Academy of Dance is holding their inaugural fundraising variety dance show tonight, showcasing local talent and raising money for Can Assist.
Yeah, tonight is about bringing people out and dancing and just having fun and losing themselves in the music.
Fourth generation teacher Kate Cheney was born into a family of dance. Her mission to expand and inspire mature age dance.
And my dear mother Bev passed away last year, and she said to me before she died, you really need to reinvent yourself. So I'm doing this in her honour. It's a completely new era for the Academy.
Holding weekly classes, the studio has provided these students with a safe space to express themselves, all while keeping them fit and learning new skills.
People have told me how much their balance has improved. It's good for your memory.
The dancers range from their 20s to late 80s. Lacing up their tap shoes, they're ready to bust out a move.
It's just a big family atmosphere. Everybody really enjoys it, and they're amazing people, really, to get up and do what they're doing today.
All these ladies have been very gracious and caring and nurturing, and I've loved it.
It is absolutely fantastic. I didn't realise I loved it so much, and I was so excited to get back.
Hannah Hartup, 7 News.
Aussie Ark and the Australian Reptile Park joined forces to release 20 Palmer wallabies into the Barrington Tops Wildlife Sanctuary. A male and female pair of wallabies were born and bred at the Australian Reptile Park on the Central Coast. They have spent the last month acclimatising in the alpine environment in Aussie Ark's Special Recovery Unit. This is the first time the organisations have worked together on a release.
It's so exciting because this species was thought to be extinct after being decimated by feral predators. So to see 20 being released into this wild environment is so special.
Aussie Ark is encouraging the public to book a tour of its Barrington facility to help continue their conservation work up there.
Well, still to come in 7 News, Riding for the Disabled celebrates 25 years of service to the Manning Great Lakes.
And 3-on-3 basketball hits the court in Port Macquarie. A competition designed to increase girls' participation in basketball has been held in Port Macquarie today. 3-on-3 is an Olympic format, and it's hoped it will continue to grow at grassroots levels.
It's a competition all about the girls. Run in the 3-on-3 format, today's tournament brought schools from Nambucca to Wauchope.
So no pressure from the boys here today. It's all just about girls getting in and having a fun day and having a crack.
And the girls were having a ball.
It's really fun, yeah, playing with friends and stuff, learning a new game.
I've learnt different skills and new skills. It's been fun to meet new people and just have fun.
The initiative was launched after a significant drop in female participation in sport, particularly in the wake of COVID-19.
This program is part of the legacy programs with Basketball New South Wales to try to get girls back playing sport, giving them the confidence, doing it in a fun environment where they're not feeling intimidated or under any pressure.
3-on-3 is also an Olympic sport and gives every player more of a chance to get involved.
It's faster, it's a lot faster, so
like more of a competitive game, yeah.
It's heaps quicker and, yeah, a lot different to what we're used to.
And the plan to attract more girls to basketball is already a success.
I am considering taking it up. I've never played before, this is my first time, so I think it's good to just get girls into basketball and to get them liking it.
Samantha Crowe, 7 News.
The Under-15 Girls State Championships started in Orange today. Some of the best junior players from right around New South Wales will play over the 3-day carnival. Coffs Coast started their campaign today against Bathurst with a 4-2 win. They then backed it up with a 5-4 victory over Tamworth to make it 2 from 2. The state title will be decided on Sunday afternoon with Port Macquarie and Manning Valley also represented from the coast.
Manning Great Lakes Riding for the Disabled is celebrating 25 years of service to the region. The not-for-profit organisation aims to support and develop the skills of people living with a disability through horse riding.
A quarter of a century of service to the community.
It's a big thing to happen in a community, really.
Manning Great Lakes Riding for the Disabled is turning 25. The organisation enabling people living with a disability to develop life skills and confidence through equestrian activities.
You might see a child with, say, in a wheelchair. So, you know, they're always lower than us. So to see someone like that on a horse looking down at us and to see the smile on their faces, that's amazing. That's probably my favourite thing.
The first ride was back in 1998, with the charity having many different homes across the region since then. The team are proud of the achievement considering the hardships they faced during the COVID years.
We didn't ride for 2 years, so our numbers, you know, we started riding again last year. So the riding numbers are quite small.
It's a major milestone the entire team are thrilled about. Proud of the work they have done, hoping to continue providing the service for many more years to come.
It's pretty amazing that, 25 years, that's a pretty good dig, I think, and to do another 25 years would be fantastic.
We've got a great building block. What we need to do is to ramp up our volunteer numbers, deepen our coaching pool, deepen our horse pool.
Hannah Hartup, 7 News.
Up next in 7 News, Kirsty's got your weekend weather forecast with some showers on the way. That's next.
Welcome back, everyone. It will be overcast tomorrow with a chance of some showers on Sunday. But before we take a closer look at our weekend weather, let's check out what's happening on the waters. For surfers on the North Coast, an east-northeasterly swell around 3 feet for Main Beach at Byron Bay. In Lennox Head, we're also expecting a 3-foot swell, and the best time to get out at Ballina's South Wall is between 6 and 9 a.m. On the mid-north coast, an east to northeasterly swell up to around 3 feet at Coffs Harbour. Fair conditions until about midday, that swell turning southerly at Port Macquarie below 3 feet. For the boaters and the fishers for the North Coast, seas up around 2 metres with winds becoming north-northeasterly around 10 to 20 knots. Further south, a little windier though, up to 25 knots, and seas remaining around 1 to 2 metres. And let's take a look now to our synoptic chart, and a low pressure system is already generating wet weather with troughs across New South Wales, triggering those storms and thunderstorm activity. We are also feeling humid conditions as well, as warm winds are being pulled southwards into New South Wales and Victoria. Now, we will likely get a brief period of drier weather across the state, as we can see on Monday. That's before troughs gain moisture again early next week, leading to more widespread rainfall. Some parts of the state, mainly around the south, could see more than 100 millimetres of rain over the coming 8 days. That is particularly if severe storms develop. Now, thunderstorms, by their characteristic, do give fairly inconsistent rainfall amounts. So broadly speaking, and particularly along the coast, we are expecting anywhere between around 20 and 50 millimetres. But first, let's take a look at what's in store for our weekend. And for our Saturday, it does look relatively overcast for the coast. There is about a 10 to 20% chance of a light shower or two around Foster, Dorrigo and Fatari in the south. A breezy morning though, wind speeds up to 30 kilometres an hour. Temperatures hovering around the low to mid-20s. Byron Bay 24, Coffs Harbour the same, 25 and overcast in Yamba. On the waters tomorrow, those seas hovering around 1 to 1.5 metres. For Byron Bay and easterly swell at around 3 feet. For the Macquarie, that swell shifting southerly and winds up at around 25 knots out of the northeast for the Hunter and the Macquarie coasts. On to Sunday, the morning looks mostly fine. Those warm northerly winds blowing, certainly in the north around the northern rivers. During the afternoon, though, we could see that chance of some storms developing and an increasing chance of rainfall. Port Macquarie could see up to 2 millimetres, increasing to around 5 millimetres for Coffs Harbour, remaining overcast at Evans Head and Lismore in at the mid to high 20s. As we kick off the new working week, though, we will do so with a sunny morning and warmer daytime temperatures as Kempsey and Wauchope return to the low 30s. Quite a light breeze too. However, into the afternoon, we could see that slight chance of drizzle and storms returning to the region. A very warm day for Grafton, 34 degrees. Now, it is into next week when we are expecting some heavier showers through Tuesday and Wednesday. Some possible rainfall around through Sunday and Monday after a cloudy day tomorrow. For the most part, though, enjoy your upcoming weekend. And
we will. Yeah. Thanks, Kirsty. Have a good one.
And that is all we have time for tonight and for the week. Thanks for watching. You can always catch up on our website or, of course, at 7plus.
Right now, though, Dan has your national news. Have a lovely weekend. We'll see you again on Monday night from 6 o'clock. See you there.